Girl with a Game Plan, Dedications, and Preface. A shout out to the superstars in my life, my 3 children, for being the most important players in my life, showing me there is no greater passion in this world than my love for each of them. My husband for always being my biggest fan, supporting me and loving me no matter what crazy idea I have up my sleeve. My mom and dad for being my biggest cheerleaders in life and consistently believing in me no matter the odds. My high school field hockey coaches for being amazing teachers in sport and life. And myself for being a worthy opponent and defending against my self-defeating thoughts and anything else that comes my way, allowing me to build my strength through struggle. Preface. How this game plan came to be. It's easy to live life on the sidelines, being a spectator to what others are doing, but many of us are also spectators to what our own self is doing. We have forgotten to show up for ourselves, body, mind, and spirit, and we have forgotten how to take action in order to live our life as a star player and not as a bench warmer. Whether your label is mom, caregiver, doctor, nurse, business professional, teacher, entrepreneur, or something else, we as women put our responsibilities, kids, jobs, or families and friends first before we ever think about our true self. We get caught up in the daily loop of things to do, appointments, meetings, soccer games, seminars, and the list goes on. And then we tell ourselves untruths that we don't have time to do the things that will lead us to true health and longevity, such as preparing healthy meals for ourselves, moving our bodies, and creating time and practice for inward reflection. And don't even mention finding time to do what we truly enjoy, like starting passion projects or making time for our favorite hobbies. We instead are running on autopilot and get stuck into many mindless distractions. We make excuses for not having time to work on our own self-care, or perhaps we've forgotten what true self-care is. So yes, ladies, I know getting your nails done, getting waxed, and going to the salon is a type of self-care, but I am talking about the self-care that involves truly knowing and understanding ourselves, the self that is separate from our job title and separate from our duties we accomplish in a day's time. True self-care involves truly loving and being kind to ourselves and taking daily action to allow for total health and wellness. I wear the labels mom, wife, fitness trainer, lifestyle coach, and entrepreneur. I know firsthand how easy it is to look like you're playing the game of life well. For many years, I was doing all the things, checking all the boxes, being the super mom to my 3 amazing children, being the supportive spouse to my husband for over 24 years, and it's actually 25 years now, and being an entrepreneur in the health and wellness arena. But somehow, despite all those things, I felt like I was missing a piece of the puzzle. Yes, on paper, I was successful. And on my Facebook and Instagram, like everyone else, I appeared successful and had a successful business. I was busy being busy, sometimes productive, sometimes mindlessly distracted by social media, and sometimes caught up with my own shortcomings as a mom, wife, and professional. And sometimes, yes, I was present. I was mostly happy and things were good. However, I knew there was more to this game of life than just being busy and doing all the things. I've been a leader in the fitness and wellness arena for over 25 years. I have been a health and physical education teacher for K-12 and have held countless positions across the fitness and wellness industry. During the last 15 years, I have primarily worked with women. I created and owned my own gym for women, Sweat Like a Girl, and trained women in both large groups and one-on-one. In my professional experiences, I realized that most women I work with desperately want to change their habits, whether it's fitting in an exercise routine or making food choices. And the end result is what many of us want: to be healthy, drop some extra pounds, and feel good. And so these women would work with me, and yes, they would start changing their habits for a short time, but many would fall back into the same routine after attending the gym or having one-on-one sessions with me. While I was happy they made some strides during our time together, what I really longed for was helping women make lifelong changes and maintain those new habits long after our time was over. As a fitness trainer and lifestyle coach, I had the opportunity to get to know and understand my clients beyond how much weight they could squat. I came to realize that we are all struggling with similar things. We struggle with the balance of life. We struggle as moms, wives, college students, business professionals, or whatever other labels we wear. I realized that the women I trained were like me. We somehow had gotten distracted by life. We were like ducks. We appeared to be doing just fine above water, but below, wow, we were paddling like hell just to stay afloat. With my own personal feeling of disconnect, combined with the strong sense of wanting to help my clients live their lives optimally, I began researching positive psychology and understanding the power of the mind, body, and spirit connection. I threw myself into many hours of listening to podcasts, reading several books, attending online seminars by the thought leaders in this arena, including Deepak Chopra, Jay Shetty, Joe Dispenza, Ed Milet, Lewis Howes, Time Bailu, Mel Robbins, Rhonda Byrne, Peter Crone, Bob Proctor, and Tony Robbins, just to name a few. Then I began putting into action the things I had learned from these various thought leaders. I implemented them into my own life, and I was not only seeing things differently, but I was feeling things differently. I also began implementing these things I learned into how I trained my clients, and the effects were amazing. But I struggled with how to present all of these concepts to my clients in a way they could absorb, understand, and most importantly, use on a daily basis. Combining all of my prior experience working in the wellness industry with my knowledge of positive psychology, while also learning from my own life experiences, an idea sparked within me. As a former physical education teacher and an athlete throughout my lifetime of doing gymnastics, dancing, playing field hockey, dabbling in softball and track, I've always made comparisons to my life like I was competing in a sport. When coaching my clients, I would often tell them they need to support themselves like they are their own biggest fans, and they need to be their own cheerleaders too. And I do have some experience being a cheerleader, not only throughout my high school years, but also as an NFL cheerleader for the Philadelphia Eagles. I often hear words of my past coaches in my head when learning a new concept or pushing through a tough time in life. Poise under pressure is a saying my high school field hockey coach would tell us, and to this day, it helps me prevail in times of struggle. My life experiences around sports and athletic competition have shaped me into the person I am today and ultimately led me to write this book. From my experiences competing in various roles of sport and background in teaching physical education, coupled with how I was currently feeling in my own life, the aha moment happened. But it wasn't exactly an aha moment, but more of a continued nagging thought that would surface repeatedly. After a few weeks of these thoughts swirling in my mind, I decided it was time to crush my self-doubt, stomp on the imposter syndrome, and actually follow through on my own game plan advice and take action. I knew I had to create and implement this idea into a published book. By doing so, not only would I be getting my superstar off the sidelines, but I would also be able to help so many others awaken their superstars as well. I am beyond excited to present this program based on how the roles of a sport and the exhilaration of competition translates into how we can be the star players of our own life. This game plan I developed is not just meant for you to simply absorb the information, but instead it is meant to provide you with an action plan, a game plan for living your life with purpose, one season at a time. Ladies, life is more than just losing weight and trying to find an exercise program or diet plan we can stick to. It is more than climbing that corporate ladder or trying to keep up with the stranger on social media that we stalk privately. Life is about loving ourselves. loving this beautiful life, and taking the time to become truly aware of our many gifts and talents we have been given in this life. When we live from this place of love, we realize that we have hopes, dreams, and desires that go far beyond wanting to lose a few pounds to feel better. So if you feel like you're watching yourself from the sidelines, if you want to learn how to get back in the game and work on showing up for yourself, mind, body, and spirit, let's go. Just imagine how much more successful and fulfilled you will feel as a parent, caregiver, business professional, teacher, entrepreneur, whatever title you wear, if you start living like a superstar that you know you are. And that is the preface. So I want you to really think about all of those words. Where are you? Do you feel any of those things that I was feeling prior to writing this book? So that's all your homework is for today, is just take a look at yourself and think, do I identify with any of those things Heather was talking about? And in the next module, we are going to get ready and move into chapter 1, Why a Girl Needs a Game Plan. I'll see you there.